Hello everyone, my name is Eric. This is my video to introduce myself to the camp staff. Um, I am 22 years old. I'm about to be 23 in June. Right now I'm studying university. I want to be an engineer. I am studying mechatronics actually at WAP here in Puebla. Um, my hobbies, I like to play basketball. I like to do exercise actually. I like swimming. I like football also. I like to listen to music. I love to eat. My favorite food, I think, is pizza. Um, I have a lot of experience actually in different areas. Um, I have been working since I was teenager. I was 15 when I got my first job. Actually, I started as an agent, as a phone agent. Um, I had to work in a company where we helped people actually from the United States to solve different kinds of problems. For example, the first company that I worked sorry, it was about like a department store. So people just used to call and tell us that they had problems with delivery or that they wanted to buy um, things in the page or that they had a promo code, a discount, or things like that. So we had to follow up on that and see what was going on with the situation. Then I just moved. It was like I think it was DoorDash, I guess. It's like DoorDash. Basically, we had to check problems with the delivery staff, if they had problems with the delivery, if they didn't answer the phone, uh, or with the customers if the food was late, if it was not complete, if it was a problem with the payment, things like that. Also, I was in a company. It was like a kind of Airbnb where people could rent some places for a specific period of time. There were a lot of students in that company actually. Well, the students used to call, or the parents of the students used to call us, tell us like they had problems with, I don't know, maybe with insects, or they forgot the key. They wanted to have some visits come over. Um, they needed a parking spot or things like that. Problems with maintenance. So we also had to check what was going on with those situations. So in this job, I learned a lot actually, especially for my English skills, because I didn't have a lot of. It was difficult for me to understand what people wanted to tell me, especially for the different accents. So with this job, I developed my listening skills, also my writing skills, my multitasking also, because you had to write a lot of things while you were listening to the other person. So it was kind of difficult at the beginning, but then I get used to it. Um, it was easier. Then I just moved to an English school. Actually, this school was the one where I learned how to speak. Mm, I was in this school when I were like 11, 12 years old, something like that. My mom just told me, "Hey, you need to learn English, so we're going to go to this school." That's it. I just studied for several years. After that, I just thought one day I was at the university, and I just thought maybe I could apply for this job. To be honest, I didn't know that they were going to give me the job. So they called me like a week after I went to to give them my CV, and they called me and then they told me, "Hey, you need to be here on Monday because we're going to start training." I said, "Okay." Then I was just training for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I was ready to start giving my first class. It was kind of difficult for me because in the first job that I had, it was only through phone, so I didn't have to see the person. I didn't have to speak like face to face. To be honest, I was kind of shy. And with this job, I was very nervous. I had stage fright, actually. I remember, like, when I was giving my first class, I was just kind of shaking. So, yeah, I was feeling very, very nervous. But then with the time, I just learned how to cope with that. I didn't feel nervous anymore. Actually, now I feel ready to talk in front of people. I learned classroom management techniques. I learned how to talk to people, to solve difficult situations. Because in this job, you had people from different ages. So you could have kids like 10 years old, 12, 15. So that was one group. But then for the adults group, you could also have like 15, 16 years old, 18, 20, 30. Once I had a student who was 60 years old. So imagine if you have a teenager and you have a 60-year-old people in the same classroom. So you have to be very smart and to be a lot of attention, to have a lot of attention so you can have different activities in which they can be involved, like both, so they don't get bored or they don't feel like impatient or I don't know. So yeah, it was kind of difficult at the beginning, but then I have worked there for 3 or 4 years, and then they just offered me a promotion. They told me that they needed a coordinator like in the school. I told them, yeah, why not? So I took the training, the same, like 3 weeks, and I learned different. Well, it's like a process. So you have to follow up on the students, the information, the payments, problems with the teachers, problems with the students, difficult situations between them. For example, with kids, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult because we have the parents. Um, it's not that they get angry very easily, but of course, if you're paying for a service, you want to know how your kid is doing. So, what is going on, if they are learning, eh, if the students are misbehaving, etc., etc. So, we need to follow up on that. We need to check that the teachers are doing their job, that they don't, well, that they pay attention to the students actually, so they don't get into, you know, uh, situations in which we can have a bigger problem. So we can avoid accidents or misunderstandings or things like that. It's very important that we pay attention to the students. So actually, I have been working as a coordinator for some months. I don't think a year, to be honest, but some months. Um, I am very happy actually with this job. At the beginning, it was difficult. Of course, it was a new thing for me. I had never done that or anything like that because as a teacher, you are responsible for your students, and that's it. Maybe 10, 20 students. You have difficult situations, well, you talk to them and you fix it, and if not, you talk to someone who is above you. But as a coordinator, I mean, you are the one in charge, so you have to know what to do in those situations. You have to follow up, and of course, you need to be very smart. So if you have a difficult situation, it doesn't become in a very, very difficult situation. So you have to escalate the problem, and we just have to talk to people. If you talk to the people, it's easier to get and to find a solution. Well, long story short, I just want you to know that I really like to work with you because I have listened to different opinions about your company, and I know that it's going to be a different experience. I want to try. I want to grow as a person. I want to develop my skills. I want to be better every day. To be honest, I am a very responsible person, and I really take my job very seriously. So I would really appreciate if you take me into consideration for any of your job positions that you're offering. I will be more than glad to work for you guys. So, well, thank you very much for your attention. That's it. I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you guys. Thank you.